Hello.
Oh, God, I just feel like a wreck today. Oh, well, there we go. So that's as good as it's going to get. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Commentary Zone Noontime Edition. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up. Hit that notification tab. If you haven't already, sign up as a subscriber. We would love for you to join our little itty bitty family. On the docket today, The Family Chantel, Season 3, Episode 8, Truth Be Told. What do you think about the episode, Jamal?
It was hilarious. He just really couldn't handle it. He just could
Well,
not handle it.
I I think deep down he had to have known, but no child wants to admit that about their mom.
Right,
And
of
it
course.
seems like Lydia did a really good job in raising him because, like, when he said, I must be the only, like, Dominican man that wants to be with one woman.
Hmm.
I just didn't I think he didn't realize that when she said the cycle, it just is repeating itself. I don't think
Hmm.
he realized that.
Right.
So there was just so many pieces of his poor little Jenga tower that was being pulled out from under him at one time. Poor thing.
But
Mm.
it was just hilarious when his whole little face just fell though. I'm sorry. Like how it was
Uh-huh.
just like especially when his grandmother said, um, you know, it's a thing. It is what it is. He couldn't handle that from his grandmother. Like that just kind of took him out.
Well, I think he also couldn't handle, like, when he asked, "What do you think about your granddaughter dating a married man?" She goes, "I'm not getting involved with that."
Right. She's I'm gonna put someone else.
And then he was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna try another tactic," not realizing it was gonna backfire on him.
Right.
He should have stuck with his guns. Remember when he came into the campo and he said, "We're not gonna bring this up in front of grandma," because I
Yes.
think that grandma was sick last season,
Mhm.
wasn't she? And he was like, "I'm not gonna bring this up." And then as soon as you sit down, what do? You just should have stayed drinking your chicken soup and eating your pear. You really should have. Mm,
Yeah, because it
poor.
just didn't work out for him. I'll put it that
No, it
way.
didn't. No, it didn't. All right, so let's see who's in here today. Hello, Black Lavender. Pedro couldn't handle the fact Papa was a Rolling Stone and his mama was okay with it as long as she had a car full of gifts. Yep.
Yep.
Hey, Nisei. Um, hey, Tracy. I love it that all y'all just say hi to everybody in here. Y'all are so cute. Hi, Ryan. I felt bad for Pedro. I did too. I did too.
I felt bad because hit of how it hit him.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
how that's what I felt bad. It's just how it hit him because he couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
It kind of overwhelmed him. Like y'all all down with this?
Mhm.
He looked at them like all of y'all.
Mhm. Mhm. And it started in the car, the with the disillusionment of his mom. Because remember when he was like, um, "I'm just not gonna say anything more on this," because I got the feeling like if he had said anything more, it would have came out real derogatory towards his mom.
But can we just be honest though? Can we just give props to Lydia for having no chill about the situation? Can we do that? Because
Right, but
when
just
she
think
explained
about
it,
it.
but when she
She.
explained it, we were
Mhm.
right. We kind of had it pegged out,
Mhm.
and she said like I didn't want to have two babies like two different men, so this sucker already had children, so why not have a second one? Like we said, he found out in the middle between Pedro and Nicole, because there's no way he could have hid that for that long.
I think she was lying about that. I think they knew from the jump. Um, just
Ooh.
saying that. I think it's just more convenient for her to not come across looking completely like the bad person. But she's had 30 plus years to reconcile and come to terms with her actions and the fallout of those actions. I think she was just surprised it took this long for it to come up. That woman has no shame.
Zero.
She knew, and that's why I think she knew he was married with Pedro.
Yeah.
And she's just like, what is there to get so emotional about?
But
What's done is done.
to name him Pedro Jr. too though, that's the thing.
She can name
That was
him
my.
anything that she wants.
Ooh, that is
I
ugly
keep
and
on telling you, I
nasty.
don't think he was there. The father was there.
Couldn't be.
Hey, Ablavi. He learned all the women in his family were side pieces. He was crushed. Yeah. Shout out to Lydia and her hot girl summer, winter, spring, fall. Yeah. Done. Pedro was crushed. I told you he can't handle the. Oh, leave him alone. Watching. Oh, you've got to be quicker watching to keep up with that. Oh my god! And I feel like we're so behind. We don't do our reviews like typically the day after. Let's see. Lydia was just using what she had to get what she needed for the family. He also thought grandma was going to help his case, but grandma was the same. Yeah, I wonder if he realized that grandma had her two children from a married man. Oof. It was just, it was heart-wrenching. Piece by piece by piece, we saw poor Pedro getting broken down. And then when he walked away and they was like catcalling him, like mocking him, and strategically, what's she named? The daughter, Nicole, she takes her chair and pulls it around. So it is a row of women who probably all did the same thing, laughing at him. Oh Lord. Ablavi said, Pedro is grown. Stop believing lies. Oh.
Right, because he was real. I'm like, why are you mad? Because, but when they said oof, we don't get to that. But when his mama, he's also if Alejandro had money, and she's like, what money? But if he has some money, it will be okay, right? She's like, if he had money, he would be accepted. That was gold for me.
And that led to the producers in the confessional saying, isn't that what Chantel was saying?
Chantel's family, yeah.
I was like, and he had to admit it.
Mm-hmm.
Poor thing. Hi, Susan. Let's see. Okay. She knew and didn't care. The problem is she raised Pedro to be her man. Yeah. See, I said something similar last week. I said I felt like she raised him to be the man of the family, and he's not. Oh, geez. Black Lavender. Lydia didn't care. He was married. She was getting demon peen and gifts. Good Lord. Yanni, two things I don't get it. Why then Pedro have bad memories of them struggling? Also, I love to see that this whole situation actually made Pedro a better man, a human being. Didn't do the same to Nicole. Well, I have a feeling that once she had the second baby, that he was basically done with it. Because he probably said, okay, the first one was a slip, the second one was purpose work. And she probably admitted it. Because Lydia's just don't care.
Right.
You know. Yanni, why exactly Lydia was against Nicole dating a married man, then defended her at the campo double standards? Nicole
He had
can
no
date a
money.
married man, but he has to bring something to the table.
He had no
Her
money.
table.
There was no money.
Right.
Period.
No,
Period. Point blank.
nobody want bootleg perfumes.
And bootleg cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do cricket in Dominican Republic. Sorry.
Tracy felt so bad for Pedro. I really do. His heart, bless you, was just broken. And Yanni says, yes, Ablavi, she definitely raised Pedro to be her man and got his dad with a bunch of lies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but wasn't Nicole's argument to Lydia that she had a father and knew him and her and Pedro didn't? Maybe Lydia's father ended up staying or at least shared his time. I believe he shared his time. Whereas Pedro and them daddy, Pedro Sr., just said, I'm done. Her time was up. So, child. Just sometimes you need distance to see the truth. At first, Chantel could say it every day. Not he's ready. Oh yeah, now he's ready to hear the truth. Yeah, he has to do it on his term and in his time. Pedro was laughing and crying at the same time. His emotions was all over the place. Yeah. I think that was a hysterical laugh that came out of him. I really do. Poor Pedro.
Yeah, he was. I think he just couldn't believe what they were saying and what they were doing and what they were accepting. I think he couldn't handle it.
Okay. All right. So now that we've gone through that, we'll come back to it. The show starts off with Megan arriving at the diner because remember last week, River took Karen and Chantel to the diner to meet Megan, his girlfriend. She comes in and I thought Karen and Chantel's behavior was interesting for these two women.
Right.
I thought the editing was really annoying to me in this scene, and it was all down to a red cup.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they would switch from camera view of Karen and Chantel to River and Megan, that red cup would go in and out between a red cup and a white cup. And it annoyed me. And I had to watch the scene back again a second time because I noticed I didn't hear what any of them said. But anyway, I'm surprised that I agree with Megan. I'm surprised that they didn't ask her any questions. And then I realized that they do not consider this girl to be suitable for River. And then I thought back to what Karen said, what qualifies a good girlfriend for River? And she said honesty multiple times. I thought that was odd. I didn't like how Megan said that she and her girlfriend went snooping for pictures of him online. Huh? You said that out loud?
Right.
And I agree with Chantel when she said it seems like River is all in 1,000%, and Megan seems to be pacing herself, or well, she said pumping the brakes.
But that's River's fault though, because Megan's been nothing but honest with that.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna put this on Megan. This is all River. No. And I'm sorry. I'm not getting infatuated or head over heels with somebody I ain't slept with yet. Sorry, just ain't doing it. Just call the thing a thing on this.
They didn't even eat the food. Chantel cut that meeting so short. The food was just delivered. And then I was like, oh, maybe it's bad editing again. Maybe they ate it. You saw when she was like, I got to go. I got better things to do. Yep. The plates was full. The plates was full. She just, I'm done. I'm over. We've got work to do, Mom. Let's go. And then in the car, did you notice? Karen never said that girl's name. She kept on saying your friend. that doesn't bode well.
Mm-mm.
Oh Lord. Megan, brace yourself. Cause I don't know. I hope you get the come up that you're looking for. Sorry. What did you think about the conversation that he had with his mom and sister on the way back?
To me, it wasn't even a conversation. It was just them telling him what they thought, but it was very short. Like they didn't, like you said, they didn't take her seriously. And here's the thing with River, he's gotta grow up. Because if you're really serious about someone, Megan told you from the gate that she had a son. Mm-hmm. Which means if you're going to introduce her to your parents, they need to know she has a son. So they're not caught off guard like Megan was. Mm-hmm. Because what that does, it makes her look bad. It doesn't make River look bad. Because in their mind, they're gonna be assuming like, oh, when did you tell him that you had a son? Did you just tell him? Were you hiding your son?
Yeah. Ryan, it was uneventful, but I think that they're learning from their previous mistakes, and I think that they're going to take a jaw route with Megan. They're going to go back, get all of their facts, get all the receipts, and then come with their little dossier mm-hmm. and expose her. My God.
Look, he's an Instagram model. Come on now. I mean, mm-hmm. what really is there to expose? Like, you know what Instagram models are about. Sorry.
And he knows she's an Instagram person, right?
Right.
Ooh. Are we going to meet Pedro dad? Well, I guess if they incentivize him enough, they will.
Right.
Oh, maybe they are skip. Well, he'll hear the other side of the story. Maybe that, you know, Lydia did know from the jump that he was married. Okay, I think it's very responsible to start slow as an older woman and single mom. Anyone would understand that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. She's hunter for River. Oof. Megan just wants some fame and some change. Don't we all? Well, not the fame part, but the change, yeah.
Yeah. I don't need to be famous. Just give me the money.
Like a white Chantel. Wait, is it just me or did Megan kind of look like a white Chantel in her confessional? I have to go back.
She did.
Wait, River's for the streets, but so is Megan. Jesus. I thought River had no spine and walked off while she was still eating her salad. He left. Well, the only time River is a driver is when he's actually in a car chauffeuring his mother around. Mm-hmm. He did not drive that conversation. He did not even, it didn't seem like he even engaged in the conversation. It was just the three women.
Right.
Oh, they probably have similar doctor. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you have a feeling that they hired her. That's why their reaction looked weird. Oh my God. You think production would hire her?
No.
Okay, so Yanni says Lydia knew from the jump he was married. Winter should have left Ja in the dumpster where he belongs. Chantel made sense that he likes Latina. This woman is a white blonde American. Winter will take Ja back. Yeah, I believe she will. I believe she will.
Oof.
I felt that yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I thought the
She
power of
went back
Karen. I thought the
after
power of Karen.
finding, she went back after finding out about a secret kid that is the same age as the
Fair.
existing kid. And you
And
heard how he was talking to her, right?
right, but here's real quick. Shout out to you. I mean, I was like, did Debbie call River and talk to him? Because when he said he just want his nanny back, this call thing a thing. I was like, that's Debbie right there. I was like,
Childcare is expensive.
I was like, Debbie called that. He just wanted his nanny back. I was like, wow.
Uh-huh. It's all good when you kicking her out, and then the next day when you got to go to work, and you're like,
Right,
who taking care of this kid? What's her name? Yeah, where's she at? You know,
right.
that's exactly what happened. Oh my God.
That was just
So
too funny. That's all I heard when he said that. I'm like, yep, that's Debbie. Debbie then called River and be like, look, this is what it is.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so do we want to just go frame by frame with the Pedro thing, like with the car ride to the campo, and then quickly go over campo activities?
Yeah.
Okay, so they are packing up to go to the campo. We all know it's a long drive. And Pedro says that he is going to use this time to talk to his mom about his dad.
Mm.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
So Pedro asks the mom about the father, and Lydia is as cool as a cucumber.
Yep.
Lydia's like, "What is y'all problem? Just leave it in the past. Who cares about that? You've had a wonderful life."
Right.
But Nicole is like, they're bastard children. And Pedro's like, yeah, he never showed up for Christmas, birthdays. He never came to my baseball games. He never went to Nicole's graduations. He was like never there. And Nicole's chiming in, never, never, never.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, Nicole says, we're the reason why he didn't show is because we're the bastards. And Lydia says, bastards don't have a name, and you have a name. And poor little Nicole is like so sarcastic. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. We have a name. Oh, wow.
That was too funny though.
Lydia said they need to be grateful.
Exactly. I
I got
mean,
you this far.
yeah, like you ain't been too bad. But if I was Lydia, I would remember that Pedro's kind of funding our life here, so I would kind of ease up and allow him his little meltdown. Remember, protect the coin. Protect the coin. The coin must be protected at all costs. Let Pedro have his moment. Just let him have it.
Yeah. So, this is when he starts asking his mom, like, when you met him, did he say he was single? And Lydia says, yeah, that's what he told me. And then we had you, and then months later he told her that he had a wife and 3 kids, but they were separated. And
we called that.
Then he says, she says that eventually he said he was going to go back to the wife. But Nicole jumps in and says, but wait a minute, you knew all of that, but yet you got pregnant with me? And she goes, I didn't want to have kids from different men.
Right.
That's reasonable.
It is. Totally reasonable. That's called forward thinking.
Lydia, they start and Lydia flips off her hat and she says, I'm done. I'm tired of this story. And she goes, y'all were loved as children, and that you had a good life. This is all in the past. Let it go. Pedro says that They had hard times. What about when there was no food? When, me and Nicole was eating out of the same plate. Many a nights you went to bed so that without food, so that you gave it to us to eat. What about those times? It wasn't that great of a life. And and then our father wasn't there. Why wasn't he helping out? And Nicole brings up a good point. She goes, he's not a father. A father should take care of their children. And
Mm-hmm.
Lydia says he left and she wasn't going to chase after him. And
Mm-hmm.
then Nicole says, again, another good point. You're not going to understand because you were raised with your father.
And she wasn't wrong.
Mm-hmm. They get to the campo. They're coming out of the car. And Pedro, like we said, he said he wasn't going to talk about this. Why did you not keep chanting that? Don't talk about it. Everybody's welcoming them. There's a big cook up. They have chicken soup with fresh pear, and it looked good. Them pears looked good. And yes, I'm calling them pears, but y'all call them avocado. But that's what we call them back home. So let's see. They sit down to the table, they're eating, and then the cousin kicks it all off by asking Nicole, how is her boyfriend? And Nicole says he's good. And the cousin keeps on pressing, and she's like, well, is he good? And turns to Lydia, is he a good man?
Okay, well.
And Lydia's like, no, he's not. And, that sets Nicole off. And she's off to the races and she's carrying on like a banshee. And she says another good point. At least she knew from the start that he was married, unlike her mama, who, they daddy lied to her. I thought there was a lot of smirks going around that table. That's why I suspect she knew from the beginning that he was married. Let's see. And so Pedro was like, Grandma, what do you think about your granddaughter dating a married man? Grandma is like, I'm out of this. Don't include me. Don't include me. He keeps pushing it, and then he asks Grandma about how does she feel that not only is he married, he's dating Nicole and flirting with other women. Grandma says love is loco. Love is loco. Lydia says that Nicole should be ashamed. Or no, both of them should be ashamed for talking about this in front of the grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro then gets up and says that Nicole's a slut who'll sleep with anyone. There you go. You pull the trigger on the grenade, and Nicole says that he is so disrespectful and is like cussing him out, throwing chairs, everything.
It's interesting how Nicole goes from being upset in the car, like upset about her father, this and that, to basically side with her aunties and her mama.
I think she wants to hurt Pedro at this point. She wants to hurt Pedro.
Yeah, she's mad at him. I get it.
But how far is she gonna go though? That's
She just
your
don't
only
care.
brother.
She don't care.
She and this is where I think she's being juvenile.
But here's the thing, though. They've enabled this behavior this whole time. So I'm like, why y'all can't get mad at this girl because y'all enabled this behavior this whole time. The whole time you gave her everything.
They created the monster. I agree. Pedro asked the grandmother the story about his parents and how they met. Grandma says that he met Lydia when she was coming home from school and they fell in love. I feel, a very sanitized version of the story.
Right.
Mama then chimes in because he asked, did he come to the campo? And she said, yeah. Mama chimed in that he used to pull up with a car loaded full of stuff for them. Pedro asked his mom if she was a gold digger. Oops. Oh my God. Grandma doesn't seem to care about this.
Mm-mm.
And I think he's beginning to realize this. And then grandma says, well, your grandfather had kids in another city, and I have 2 kids from him. And he's like, wait, what? Like, I don't think he realized that.
Right. He didn't know.
And so then the cousin, because like Lydia's like saying, this is all cyclical, it
Yeah.
happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's the culture. And then the cousin asks, oh, grandma says men are not loyal. Men are not loyal. Don't expect it. It is what it is. And then the cousin asks him if he's loyal. And he goes, yeah, I'm loyal to my wife and I want to have children with just her. And yeah. And I think that irritated Nicole even more.
Definitely
Um,
did.
mm-hmm. And Pedro, I think this is overloading Pedro. And I don't think he could process anymore. I really don't.
Mm-mm.
He's realizing that the women in his family, who obviously run the family,
Right.
are a pack of users. And I think he's realizing now all of the lies and how he came to be. And like, and hearing the laughter, it must be like an echo chamber in his head at this point. And the scene ends. My God, with him walking away. Poor thing. Then we head over to Karen's house. And Karen's asking Winter if she got all of her things and she hopes that she didn't run into any trouble. So I'm like, wait, what? Apparently, like there's she had an argument with Ja. And he asked her to leave. Whoop whoop.
I was like, what? He asked you to leave over an argument? Get out of here.
Mm-hmm. And Thomas and River had to go with her to pack up her things and bring her back home.
But it's interesting that she said she was sitting in the parking lot with all her stuff, though.
That's when she was talking to Chantel later.
Yeah.
She admitted, like, she didn't even know if she could go back home.
At that point, it'd be the first people you call.
I wondered at that, why she said that. And then if you notice, she was pushing in a sofa bed. Why she ain't got a room at that house?
True. Look what Yanni said, and this is it's a little bit important because of what she's saying. By the way, he didn't ask her to leave necessarily. He told her she could leave, pure manipulation. He just didn't expect her to leave. That's what I agree. That he was shocked. I think he was shocked that she left.
She said that, what was they arguing about? He asked her how would she feel if her daughter got involved in a polygamous arrangement, and that she needed to call him Lord. And I was like, that's what y'all talk about at that house?
And she's talking about like how it's something in the Bible or back in the day, and this and that. Like, the women call the men Lord. I was like, okay.
Chantel had a point. This is not biblical times.
Yeah.
And what irked me with that conversation with Chantel that she kept on saying, and we aren't even married yet. So this would be okay if y'all was married?
And she said, yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm like, yeah. What do you mean, yeah?
And that's why I feel that she would go back to him.
She said we weren't married yet, and this is not married yet. Everything was like, because they weren't married yet. I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Um, I don't think this was the last straw for her. Arguing about the role of women and blah blah blah. I feel you will go back to him because you don't have enough confidence in yourself, and he's probably been systematically breaking you down over the 7 years that you've been his nanny.
Yeah.
That's just what I feel. Shame
Period.
on you,
I
Winter.
agree. I mean, it's easy to be strong when you have your whole family there around you. Like, don't go back, don't go back, don't go back.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're alone, it's gonna be the real test. And he keeps calling you.
I love what River said to her. River is what Thomas should be verbally. I feel like when she was telling them what they was arguing about, he said, like, Ja's a weak man, and he was trying to control her because strong men don't have to like argue
Mm-mm.
about, the role of women and men. They don't.
No.
And I just wish Thomas
I don't
Thomas
understand that
show
whole
up.
thing with the roles because here's the thing. Like, for example, when in some relationships, like the man gets upset
Mm-hmm.
with the woman making more money. Here's my thing. For example, this is an extreme example. I'm going to use it. If I was like married, if I was Ken Todd, LVP's husband, I would lay my ass back and carry Jicky all day. May he rest in peace. I could be Jamal Vanderpump. I have no issues with that. She can go make as much money as she wants to.
I think it's a little bit different in that situation because he had the seed money for that relationship. He
But
had
she,
money when she met him.
but she still is making significantly more.
Right,
So
but
I
remember
just think
there's a significant age difference, so he gonna kick back now. She can go and
right.
do whatever she want. I'm gonna be dead soon.
That's fair. But I'm just saying, like people in their whole like I don't understand. Like your job is if you're gonna be married, you support the person. You
Mm-hmm.
support you support what they want to do, and if they make more money, you know these whole gender role things be killing me. I'm like y'all supposed to be together, trying to do things, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But I still go back to what I think it was Yanni said. Like he just wanted a nanny.
Yeah.
He's trying to walk down for a nanny. That's all it was.
But I do like that River asked Winter, um, you know, is she done? Because he's tired of the back and forth. And she says that she's done, but I don't believe it. Um, okay, so then we go back to the campo, and I guess it's the next day because Lydia is calling Pedro for breakfast. He's out on the porch. He just want coffee. He says the breakfast looks nice. Like, I don't think he could even swallow anything. He ain't even changed his clothes from the
Mm-hmm.
day before. Poor Pedro. I don't know. And that's where they have the conversation in the kitchen. If would she have accepted Alejandro if he had money? And she admitted, yeah, he would have been great if he had money, but he don't.
Right.
He a bum, so no.
That's exactly what it was. I was like, well, she's honest.
um, Pedro again is just like seeing his mother in a whole new light, and he can't even like look at her properly. And he's realizing that he's been blind his entire life and that his family is a bunch of users. And that's when we see him in the confessional, and the producer asks if what Chantel said about them using her, if he thinks it's true. And he crumbles. He crumbles. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
when he has like the hysterical like laugh cry thing.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh my God. His poor face. His poor face. Oh my God. See, this is that little kid seeing his daddy come late at night. This is the little kid. This is the brain processing at this moment. This is not him as an adult. This is him as that little kid, and everything is shattering. Oh my goodness. Poor Pedro. Let's see. Okay, so then we see Chantel coming over to the mom's house. I guess this is the first time that she's seen Winter since everything went down. She's doing a really nice sisterly thing. I think she brings over some girly stuff like facial masks and stuff like that to pamper Winter and also probe Winter as to find out what happened. And this is where Winter admits to her that Ja wanted her to be submissive and to call him Lord. And again, Winter in this conversation keeps on going back and forth, repeating that we weren't even married yet. Yes. I did not like that statement at all.
Right, because the way it gave out to me, you keep saying yes. And I mean, I know at the time y'all hadn't broken up yet, but I'm like, okay, like why would you even phrase it as yet? Because when you say we weren't married yet, that tells me this, like we were talking about before, you would be okay with this behavior as long as you were married. And my thing is, this tells me you would probably be accepting of this behavior. Because you were more upset. The way it comes across is that you were more upset that he was talking to you crazy without being married. And that's the reason why you left. Yeah. That was the way I took it. The way it came across to me. I could be wrong, but I was like, but you were talking in her confession. Remember, she was talking about both sides of her mouth. Because remember, one part of the confession, she's like, I just left because I realized like he wasn't talking to me the way I deserved. That's what kind of upset me. I'm like, okay, go Winter, good job. But then you go after that, she talks to Chantel. It's when it comes out, oh, we weren't married yet. You're talking out both sides. Which one?
And I heard it at least twice. Yes. And you know I don't be paying attention during these stupid shows. So Yanni, you missed the part about Alejandra and the money. That happened during the kitchen scene with Pedro and Lydia.
While she was making breakfast.
Yep. She full on admitted that if Alejandro had money, it wasn't the married thing or even him cheating with the girl in Texas. It all broke down to money. Let's see. Okay, wait. Do you think now he asked her to marry, he's been up in the antics with the Lord, submissive stuff to make sure she's the one? Oh, I think he already had her pegged as the one. Yeah, I do believe he was like amping up the Lord and submissive crap. I think he's been laying his groundwork for 7 years. I feel like he thought he had poisoned her enough against her family that she would fall for this. And that's why she was sitting out in a parking lot in front of the grocery store, not knowing whether she could go home or not because of what he was doing to her. Winter, wake up. But I know you're going to go back. That's okay. And next thing you know, let's see. Oh yeah, that's when she admitted that she was at the parking lot. And we see, I think this is when Winter gets a text from Ja saying that he's outside the house, and the whole house goes up in confusion. Everybody's putting on their robes, coming out, looking out through the window. What he doing out there? You know, it kind of freaks out Winter, you know, and that's understandable. Right. She finally calls him and has him on speaker, and everybody else stays quiet, which I appreciated. And they let her talk to him and just ask, what is he doing there? He wants her to come outside so that he can talk to her. Then he's like, I want to get closure. But she's like, no, let this be the closure. I wish you nothing but the best. You threw me out. You told me you didn't need me around Leilani no more, or whatever the little girl name is. And I could go. So I'm gone. Yeah, and this is when River says that he just wanted his nanny back. I didn't like the tone that he had on the phone, especially as the call went on and he wasn't getting her outside the house.
Right.
I don't think he realized that everybody was listening, but good job for the family for keeping quiet.
Exactly.
Let her handle this and y'all be silent support. Yeah, I hate to see Winter going through this, but girl, you need to wake up and know your own worth and really mean it and understand it. John need to be by himself. John needs to be by himself. If you want to pick and choose scriptures in which to manipulate others, go right on ahead, but leave Winter alone.
Exactly.
Ciao. Oh, sorry. We already saw that one. Let's see. She's there for you. Oh, he has been talking to her that way, the way she deserves for years. That's exactly what your family's saying. Oh. Narcissistic behavior. He is a weak man. He is a weak man. And that's why he does what he does to women like Winter.
Exactly.
Winter lost some weight. She looked great. Find a nice man. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. She was probably freaked out because she actually knows how he behaves when mad and didn't want her family to see it. Yeah, I agree with this because a lot of the things that she was saying, it wasn't even about her. She just didn't want her family to be involved. And I think that's what she was scared of. And then of them seeing exactly what he says. I don't think they have a clue of the dog do that he talks about and that she sits there and just nods and agrees with.
And she protects him. Period. Point blank. Period. Point blank. She protects him because she wants it to work out.
Crazy Cat Mama. Hey, Crazy Cat Mama. She thinks that Winter's a lot stronger than we think. I hope so.
Me too.
But I still think she's going to go back. He's a predator that attached himself to her. My best friend has one attached to her for a year now after they broke up. Oh. Child, I don't know. But that was the episode, y'all. Yeah, because after that, when she hangs up, Thomas praises her for being strong during the call. And Winter just breaks down and starts crying, and you see Chantel and Karen consoling her. I was shocked that Karen stayed quiet. I was just shocked.
I think she understands the magnitude of the situation. And this is what needed to happen for her daughter to move on. So I'm not too shocked. And I like the fact that Winter went back to her parents and told them the truth, and it was very well thought out and very well done. And I'm glad she listened. She called them, said and she didn't go out. That was the most important thing. I was glad she did not go outside because my fear was that she would go outside, they would talk, and somehow she would wind up getting into that car.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they handled it the right way.
I'll make the decision yourself. Yeah. Or even let somebody like River make the comments. Because remember, it was River who was the one who was asking her, "Are you done? I'm tired of the back and forth." It's easier to take it from a sibling than sometimes your parents in amped up situations like this. And River has a very mild tone to him. Unlike Karen, when she gets very dictatorial and preachy.
Yeah, but River is more like, okay, so River's asking more like, where are we at this point in time,
Mm-hmm.
versus like Karen, who's like, see, I told you this is what you need to do. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like you're demanding her to do something. It's you just asking like, what are you doing? Like, where are we at now?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a good episode overall.
It was a good episode. I can't remember seeing a preview for next week. Oh, where he asked Chantel to come down.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chantel asks Winter if she wants to go with her. And Karen says, "Of course I do." And she's like, "I didn't invite you."
Right. And if Karen goes, it's gonna be a whole mess.
Well, we all know that she does go.
We do, and it's gonna be a mess.
I don't think that's a good idea. But again,
No.
I would like to see Karen refrain, like how she did at the Christmas store.
Right.
I want to see that Karen show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that should be good. And I guess that's when Nicole drops the bomb that Pedro slept with Koriyama.
Mm. But I'm
I hope that that's not true.
oof.
I hope
Me
that's
too.
not true.
I agree with you.
Hope for completely different. Oof, yeah. Yeah. So that was the episode, Family Chantel, season 3, episode 8. Truth be told, this season has been pretty good.
It's been really good actually.
I'm so surprised.
And it's wrapping up soon too.
I know. Oh, and tonight is the season premiere of
OC.
Real Housewives of OC. Yes, it does seem less fake. Either that or they're getting better at their screen time.
Right.
Hopefully Chantel will get Winter out and find a new man. She just needs a boost of self-esteem to get back out there again. Hopefully some Dominican man will come up to her and, make her feel like a brand new woman. Let her see what something else, what else there is out there for her besides Ja.
Right.
Like
Hold on one
sling a big
second.
ding-a-ling on her.
And then just so everyone knows, the trailer for Miami just dropped.
That is so good.
And I watched it a couple of times because they was acting some plum fools.
We're getting 14 episodes of that.
Oh, so they drop it. Miami trailer.
So, guys, we have a great holiday season approaching.
I mean, we got some old favorites, some newbies. We got Martina Navratilova's wife. So is this our actual first LGBTQIA plus wife on the show? Like,
Oh,
is it like the actual first like full time cast?
I guess so.
Okay, that's what I was
Because the
thinking.
girl Noella is only bisexual,
Right, and she's married to a man.
but that's still LGBTQ
But yeah,
plus
yeah,
all of
true.
that.
And we have Bronwyn, but this is the first. I think this is the first one we've actually had married to a woman.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you're right. You're right. It's not the first of LGBTQIA plus, but it's the first one we've seen on the show that's married to a woman.
Right. Because we've had like not even friends of, like, characters. Like Atlanta had a lot of characters who were
Yeah,
part of the community, but not
right.
friends
Full
of or
full
holders.
time. Yeah.
hmm Not buying Peacock. I'm sure that isn't somebody streaming it on YouTube.
Someone's going to because it looks good.
Yeah. So tomorrow we will be doing our review of OC at 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific. Yes. Yeah. So tune in for that. And are we going to do an afternoon show? Or does it depend on how quickly I get back from my appointment?
It's going to be dependent on like how quickly you get back.
Oh God. Okay.
And then Yanni
did we
says,
want to do? Sorry, did we want to do the girls' trip tomorrow in the afternoon?
that was the plan. If you have
if
the
I
time.
get back.
Correct.
Okay. Alrighty.
Let's see. Me neither, blah blah. I bet it'd be the same BS. I don't think I think Miami's going to be different because based on the preview, they're not playing no games.
But wait, I'm into Miami because they have somebody from the Caribbean on it. So I'm down for it.
When that chick told Alexia, "Well, I heard your husband died having sex with a man," I was like, you know what?
Oh, and the girl that told off Larsa Pippen.
Oh, yeah.
You left these girls to go after
Adriana.
Yes.
That was Adriana.
She's a friend though. She's only a friend.
This year.
Mm-hmm. She said you left these girls to go off after Kim Kardashian and came back with a Kim Kardashian butt, and you still ain't Kim.
Because remember, on the first season, it was Larsa, Marisol, Christy Rice, Adriana, and who's the fifth wife? Was it Leah?
Leah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ablavi. And it was also the day that we became a republic, 55 years after independence. So yay! Big up Bim Shia. Big up. So
I'm mad. I missed on that Hulu sale because I fell asleep. 99 cents for a year. It was a Cyber Monday sale.
And what were we gonna see on Hulu that we couldn't
That's
see?
for all for people who don't want to buy Peacock, you can watch Housewives there.
Oh, okay.
They have all the Housewives there.
Okay. Oh, well, Leah's problematic too.
Yeah.
I always thought that she was kind of shifty, shady. But hopefully we'll see her like do a little walkthrough or something. Miami isn't Miami without Leah. I liked her. I like to dislike her. Does that make sense?
Yeah, she's the villain you love to hate.
Yeah. And I loved her old ass house.
like how Kenya Ryan. Oh, they don't do current seasons. Oh, that's a shame.
Well, then you just paid 99 cents.
I thought at one point they start putting current seasons on Hulu. I'm probably wrong. I haven't had Hulu in a while, but I remember that's why.
Or maybe once they started Peacock, they started migrating.
That could be it too.
Yeah. Because I'm noticing a lot of the housewife stuff is popping up on Peacock.
I mean, if you have cable, like Comcast, is it Comcast and Spandy and some other people? Like, if you have it comes with your cable package for now. So that's what I'm using.
I think a lot of people in the Northeast are Verizon.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the problem.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why we think sometimes it's just it's what we're used to. Like Comcast and Fan. That's all we see out here. So.
The Shaw documentary is on Hulu, though. Yes, Tracy, it is. But I feel that will be on YouTube soon, just like how Erica's Hulu documentary was. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't wait. Girl Trip season 2 with Felon. Oh.
That's gonna be good though.
I can't. Okay, so guys, tomorrow's gonna be great. We're gonna be on at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific, and then we probably will have a bonus show later on in the afternoon, just depending on how quickly I can get back from my appointment. I think there's only 8 episodes because they were there for a week in Turks and Caicos, and it seems like every episode they're saying day 1, day 2, day 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jen Shah's documentary wasn't as good as Erica's. Ooh.
But I'll be
Okay.
surprised at that though.
Well,
I'm just saying, like, Jen's not that interesting. She's not.
I would like somebody to do a slideshow of her through the years so that we could see the metamorphosis of her features.
I mean, I was not to be completely rude, but I was kind of over her when I found out Shah Chalet was a scam. So, next.
It wasn't a scam. It just was a rental.
Rental scam, same thing.
But yet, you're not upset that she might not even be living with her husband, that he's off somewhere else.
I'm just not even mad at that because, like, based on what we've seen so far, I'm kind of leaning to your side now. Same. Because here's the thing, because the scene with her and the youngest son, I guess Omar,
mm-hmm.
when the dad was taking him through football drills, that was awkward. Because he looked at her like, "What are you doing here?" So that kind of made I'm like, I'm gonna have to lean on Debbie's side on this one. He might have the side family in the condo in downtown Salt Lake City. I mean, no chemistry.
It is weird. There's no chemistry between her and her husband. I noticed that. Remember last season when she was in the bed melting down and all of that, and he was there sitting trying to do his coach pep talk. Who does a coach pep talk with their wife? There was no chemistry between them. And the scene where she freaked out at his birthday party and the father and the oldest son, where they were just like, oh, that's just mom being mom, rolling their eyes and walking away. Huh? Okay.
They're like, we're not doing this.
Yeah, sure. All right, guys. Any final thoughts, my friend?
No, we are good.
All right. So until next time.
But of course.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.